So everybody, today you want to listen to this show with the utmost attention, especially if you want to launch new products. In the new year, we're recording this towards the end of December 2023. If you have plans to launch new products, this is where you start. So we're going to talk about launch strategies that will get you success. So Josh, give us your approach. What are your winning strategies when you're launching?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. So I think some of the key things we want to talk about here are leveraging off Amazon traffic, email campaigns, review generating ideas. I'll try to keep it in line. I could talk forever about new product launches, but I'm going to try to share with you guys some of the core strategies that we utilize to have the best odds for a successful launch on Amazon.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, those of Amazon, it's a bit of a controversial thing, but for launch, obviously, it's a different situation. Reviews, of course, when you're launching new, it's you need reviews, right? So to get sales, you need reviews. Reviews come from sales. How do you get that? And then also before launch, it's the research, right? So I'd love to learn how you're gonna do that. So we'll discover Josh's approach and how he does that. So with that, let's jump right into it. You're planning to launch something new. Tell us, where do you start?
Yeah, and it depends. So if you're one of the private label guys, right, and you're developing a new product for market, or let's say you're even a bit larger, right, and you're running e-com and you got to go talk to the product manager or engineering to develop a new product for Amazon, I'm always going to look at customer search terms, customer search volume, and pricing, because that's really where it all starts at. Can we build something at a competitive price that fulfills a customer need? If you can't be competitive on price or have a really high value prop that the customer wants, I mean, it's just, you're not going to succeed right from the get-go. So can I be competitive with the right value prop? And then I look at volume, right? Is there 2 buyers for this, or are there thousands of searches for this? And depending on that is where we kind of make our go, no go decision. And once you've done those 2 sort of key aspects, then you can say, okay, you know what? We've got a couple thousand searches a month for this, at least the core keyword. And then when you add in the long tails, maybe that 2 or 3,000 a month grows to like 10,000 a month, or maybe it just grows up to 8 or 7. Now you actually have an addressable market. And then going back to what I mentioned at the start with the value props and the competitive pricing, let's say that you use Helium 10 and you do the marketplace analyzer and you see, okay, average pricing is $29.99, but I don't see anybody having this key feature that, needs to be added, or I don't see anybody pricing a little bit higher and adding on this other feature. So you kind of have to figure out like, hey, we can price a little bit higher if we have a better value prop, or we really solve their problem in a better, more efficient way, right? People will pay up for things that solve their problems faster. Or do I just want to be the absolute cheapest in here, which is always tough, as we all know, competing against Chinese sellers. So usually you fall into that first category where maybe you charge a small premium, but it's because your product solves their problem either faster or easier.
Okay, so a few things there. So pricing, using marketplace analyzer. Tell me what your take is on selling something, as they call it, bigger, better, cheaper.
Yeah. It's a great question. So I'll give you an example, actually. We were, Alex Hormozy, he often talks about sort of his value equation, right? If you haven't heard of Alex Hormozy, he's this, big famous marketer. He sold essentially gym courses, helped gyms build out their businesses. Now he sells books about how he did it. He owns 1 million businesses, and his sort of value equation is like it falls along the lines of the better, faster, cheaper, right? Whereas it's like, can you solve a problem faster for somebody? Can it be cheaper, or can you just do it simply better? And one thing that I think of is like something as simple as, let's say, a pot to boil water in, or what do you call those? But essentially, like, you boil water in them for tea. Why am I blanking on that name?
You have electric kettles? Is
Yeah,
that it?
yeah, exactly. An electric kettle. So, right. So let's say you go into the electric kettle market and the whole market's priced at $19.99 and all of them plug in, have two buttons and heat up water to 140 degrees. Well, what if you were able to heat up that water to 140 degrees in half the time? And even better, what if you could heat up that water overnight and have it ready when somebody comes downstairs? What if it pre-fills itself? Like what if it automatically plugs into your water, your refrigerator, right? And now it pre-fills itself, and when they walk downstairs, they're getting water ready for them exactly when they want it. So you can start playing with those angles and developing better products that service the market even better, that people are willing to pay up for. I don't like competing on the cheaper category just because the Chinese are always going to beat you there, right? Like they're willing to take lower margins. They're the manufacturers in many cases, and then they get all those subsidies to bring products to the market. That it's just like you're fighting an uphill battle there.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing from you is, sure, be bigger, be better, but don't be cheaper.
Exactly. Yep. I'd agree with that.
Okay, I am 100% in agreement with you, because I tell people, do not try to be the cheapest. That is a losing game, because once you get into the unit economics, you know where it goes wrong?